High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
Good morning. This is Katie Shirley, High Plains Technology Center Marketing Coordinator, with my guests this morning, Amanda and Pake. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
So we've got quite a few things to talk about with each of you. A lot of awesome stuff been going on. So let's start with Pake, Mr. Carlson.
Yay.
Good morning, Pake.
Morning. Yeah. Starting with the worst first, huh?
He loves us talking about him. And so Pake recently won Advisor of the Year at the State Skills USA Conference. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the conference, maybe. Just give us an idea to the listeners about Skills USA and briefly your role as an advisor.
Well, just kind of the 2,000-foot flyover. The State Skills Leadership Conference and Contest is held every year in April, and it basically is all of our contests that we do throughout the year, whether it's, for our case, cabinet making and carpentry and teamworks is what my students go to compete in. And then there's leadership contests, whether it's prepared speech or opening and closing ceremony, and so on and so on and so on. So, I mean, there's everything from healthcare to culinary to welding to auto mechanics. I mean, Skills USA just covers the gamut, basically.
Yeah, makeup,
and this is
hair.
our end of the year.
Cosmetology.
Yeah.
Yes, like I say, if you can think of it, they've got a contest for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what our state leadership skills conference is all about, is our state contest.
Awesome.
I mean, it's awesome. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. How many students are members of Skills USA?
So I think right now, this year, we're right around 17,000
wow,
in Oklahoma.
That's incredible. So at state, would you say most of that number was there? Or
No, I
just,
mean,
I guess,
not
the
every.
number of
Not.
competing, so
So
it's
like
not
we
all
competed
members.
at district contests, and like for us, you had to place in the top 3 to move on to state.
Right.
I
So
got
you're getting
first.
a third, I guess, if you look at it that way, maybe of
Right.
what
Yeah.
we have in the state. So the top 3% are.
It's
we-
still a great turnout.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids there.
Couple thousand.
Oh yes, I mean
Yeah,
it's a big deal. It's
easily.
in Tulsa, of course,
Yep.
at the convention center.
And then past years, we've had the state officers. We've had 2. Was it Kellen and Yasmin?
Yes.
Was that 2 years ago?
That's 2 or
Time
3
flies.
years ago. Yeah, time flies.
And so they would help be on stage and present and even
Absolutely.
spoke
Yep.
in front. So that's been pretty cool. So Amanda Mead, say hello to
Hello.
everyone. Tell us a little bit about your time at High Plains, just what you're doing and right now as a student. Your second year.
Oh, well,
in
at the
construction.
moment, I'm kind of freaking out trying to finish the table.
Transition. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was supposed to be building a dining room table for my brother and sister-in-law, and Friday found out my last day of school was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Currently completing the construction program.
yes, yeah.
And then you have, in your program, Pake, do they major in carpentry or cabinet making, or is it?
They will go through both. They do cabinet making and framing or carpentry, yes. I mean, we cover both areas. I do a little bit, though, with the adult student. They kind of can focus a little more on the other if they want. So
Okay.
In her case, like, say, cabinet making.
And then
In
when
her-
they're competing, they kind of choose which direction
Yes,
they want to
yes,
go.
you have to choose, yeah.
So, Amanda, tell us about cabinet making and your competitions and what you've placed in throughout the year.
This year at district, I placed first, and yeah, that was
And
awesome.
then you went on to state, and you
went
just
on
now,
to state and won third, which I was thrilled. I really didn't think I would place very well. I
Yeah.
wasn't extremely happy
Proud
with
of
my
Oh.
performance, but that's okay.
Well, that's good. That's
did
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
You did awesome. Hard on yourself. And then you also won another award. So, Pake, why don't you tell everyone what she won?
Well, I mean, she's actually got a few things this year. I'll start with...
Start
Well,
with the
sh-
Skills USA one, what she got that
Okay.
award, if you will.
Oh, it's okay. So, yeah, at the state conference, Amanda was presented with the Breaking Traditions Award. And what that is basically is it identifies those students that are in a non-traditional role. Like in her case, being a female in construction, construction's predominantly been males, most of the time throughout its history, right? So she's just a really awesome lady that's kicking butt and taking names in construction.
right.
So
Yeah,
they wanted
there
to
you go.
recognize her for that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's what it is, basically.
Yeah, I like it. It's
Yeah.
good.
It was awesome.
Okay, and then another awesome award, and the people listening, if you follow us on social media, might have seen some of this. If you haven't, you've missed out, and you should follow us. But Mike Rowe. So tell us about the scholarship that she won. Either one of you could talk about.
Well, it's called the Micro Works Foundation, and he basically just, is trying to get a shift, I think, with everybody in general, because there is such a huge gap in the trades. There's, I don't even know.
No,
Thousands
Huge
of
gap.
jobs, and it's unbelievable. So that's really the gear, is to try to get kids to go towards the trades, and then his foundation will basically covers your tuition, because he wants you to graduate the program as close to being debt free as possible.
Right. He is definitely probably the number one cheerleader for career tech and just trades
Yes, I would
in
say.
general. So you, it's a work ethic, right? It's kind of
Yes, work
the
ethic
title of his scholarship. So you applied for that and won. Out of how many? Do you know how many won? Like in Oklahoma, weren't there just 3 to?
Oh my gosh,
6
let's see. In Oklahoma, well, I think he does 2 different stages, or
Fall
did
and
this
spring,
year.
kinda,
Yes.
yeah.
So I can only speak on mine. I think there were 4 people from Oklahoma, but I was the only person from a
career
trade
tech.
school.
Yeah,
career
yeah.
tech.
Awesome. And then tell us about the event you got invited to last week.
Yes, it was last week, held in Oklahoma City, and I wasn't real sure what it was going to be. But he came out on stage. There were a lot of industry, a lot of oil and gas people there. Yeah, that was it. I was one of 3 scholarship winners that attended. So he called our names, had us stand up. We were able to go and speak with him briefly after he was finished talking. It was amazing.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So tell us anything else you'd want to say about just your time at High Plains. So you've been there 2 years, right?
Yes.
You also, I was just thinking, you've had Jake, your oldest son was in multimedia.
Yes.
And then Abby has been in TAP. And then we've had you in construction. So that's kind of neat how many different points it's touched in your family. Maybe just tell the listeners anything you'd want to say about just High Plains, career tech, Pake, whatever you'd want to say.
Well, I know. Let's see. Honestly, I don't have anything negative to say. I don't have anything negative to say about Pake, which is a shocker. Really, or the school. I think it is an amazing place. I think it is doing all the right things for all the right reasons. When Jake attended, I knew that he loved it. I didn't really know that much about it. After being a student, I would tell any parent that you should absolutely send your child there. It's a wonderful just atmosphere. Everybody is, 150% behind you. They want you to be the best. They want you to succeed. They push you to get out of your comfort zone, try new things, which, that will only benefit. So it's wonderful. Carlson, as far as a teacher, I don't know.
That 50-50.
I think I'm 9 years his senior. I'm not sure. So, honestly, I do kind of dig him. I think he's an awesome dude. I told him he can never delete my phone number because I'm going to have a lot of questions, I'm sure. So I know he's real excited about that. Yeah.
I just can't believe you can't think of anything negative about me. I'm astonished. I'm happy.
No,
just
yeah. I think he's great at his job. He's goofy. He's I don't know. He's good at it.
part of on his nomination that with his award was the seeing the fruit of all his labor of really encouraging his students to get out there and try and run for office and leadership. And just like the amount of students we had attend Skills USA this year, even for like open ceremonies, and he always has someone that's trying to run for office, or being involved in the things that they could easily not even pay any attention to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And what were your numbers from last year to this year even?
For contest, you mean?
Yeah.
So on the leadership side, we had, 8 or something like that last year do leadership contests. And then this year we right around, I think it was 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that's literally just from him going around, I think, and just being like, hey, you want to be involved? And, he can kind of nag a tiny bit, but it's all coming from the right place.
Right. And that's the kind of stuff I love that's spreading to the other programs. So you've got auto now and some diesel and some welding. Coming to participate. And I know like Oceana, she's in welding and she was in the opening and closing ceremonies. And Jennifer D was talking about, that was her first time to go compete in something like that. And she was so sad to not get to put that red jacket on again. It sparked something in them. And just like Kellen Kanzler, remember, he said he would rather crawl under a desk and die than speak in front of anyone. And then at the end of it, he's speaking at State Skills USA in front of thousands. And just the confidence, and we get to see them become a new person. So
yeah, it's positive.
It's
all
awesome.
positive. Mm-hmm.
It's just a great organization. It just does a lot for these kids that we can't necessarily always do in the classroom, just those leadership skills, those professional skills, to get them outside and meet new people and to put them under those, stress points, whatever you want to call it, put them in different situations. It's just awesome for them.
Yeah. Well, Pake, what else would you want to talk about your program? I guess maybe some of your projects that you've done. We could talk about the bridge.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had a lot going on this year, of course. And the bridge you're talking about, I have class officers, we have a local chapter, basically, Skills USA, and we elect officers. So anyway, I posed to them this year. I said, you guys got to come up with some good community service projects for us, but I want to utilize our construction skills, right? Mm-hmm. That we can do some things maybe other organizations can't.
Right.
So anyway, they got together and come up with some ideas, and one of them was our disc golf course out here behind the conference center. Mm-hmm. Braden, in fact, he reached out to the city manager and stuff, and there's a ravine or a washout, whatever you want to call, goes through there, and there was a lot of people crossing it and some people falling, So long story short, the class, we built and donated a walking bridge, basically, to go across that and span it. So that was something that we did as a group, as a class officer team. So.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then it was neat that city manager Sean Burnett had a group come out there and dedicate.
Our mayor.
Yeah, the mayor. So that was neat to connect, just another leadership, connect the students with the community, and then the community to realize what High Plains does. And then you guys, I saw some Bi-Size students built another little bridge for their school.
Yes, they did.
In class. So that was another good connection. Yeah. And it just gets them thinking outside the box for down the road. What is a need that I could help fulfill?
Sure, absolutely.
It helps everyone. So
that was kind of the point I was making too with, the kids, doing something good for your community, whatever's great, but now you've learned these skills. So I wanted to use, like you say, our skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're learning these for a reason, not just necessarily to go out there and make $1 with.
Right.
But they're awesome skills no matter what you go do.
Right. So Amanda, what's next for you?
Well, I don't know.
Calling Pake to figure out how do I.
I'm going to have to save some money, buy some tools, master my organization skills for my garage, because I do not have another building.
Make the space work.
Yes, I do. I have somebody who's already reached out. I hadn't had a chance to tell Pake that. To see if I'm ready to take cabinet orders.
Yes.
So that was exciting.
Awesome.
But yeah, I don't.
And one other thing I hadn't shared yet is Amanda has redone a space we had at work, kind of our central area for teachers and instructors, and made the space into a kitchen. Would you say a full? I mean,
it's minus water, minus a sink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but totally built cabinets to fill the whole room, and organized it, laid it out. I mean, your whole project. So I'll be sharing that on social media soon whenever she can squeeze some time in. I guess
Don't take a lot of
wrapping that
close
up.
photos.
Yeah.
There were some
No,
mistakes
whatever.
made. It looks great.
Perfectionist.
Yeah, it looks great.
All right. Well, congrats to both of you on your awards, and we're very proud of you at High Plains. And follow us on social media if you haven't yet, so you can keep up with all the things like this going on. All right.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Have a good
you.
day.